And sometimes I think we've got a lot of good teachers out there that do a great job in spite of us and all these prescriptive measurements that we put on them. So I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate what the board is doing, and I wish you well.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no more questions.
Yes,
Chair, thank you for the opportunity to question Chairman McLeroy. I think this is one of the most important jobs in Texas, and that is leading the State Board of Education in a way that's open, transparent. It takes the state to a place where kids are better educated. Now, the perception out there is that you have a point of view, and you're using this bully pulpit to take the state there. Now, I want to read a quote that you gave to a local newspaper right here in Austin. When I became a Christian, it was wholehearted. I was totally convinced the biblical principles were right, and I was totally convinced that it could be accurate scientifically. Is it your mission at this board to take all students in the state of Texas down the path of your religious beliefs?
Oh, that's not what that, I would say that's not what that statement says. What that statement said was wrong. There were some people, because some reporters that wanted to do some news stories and personal interest stories. And so I shared with them, my whole interest in the science thesis certainly was never to push a religious point of view. It was pure science. My focus on the role that I've played in leading the state board in the science thesis was never pushing a religious indoctrination. But I had one, but that was never pushed. All I sought to do was to have good science in our science standards.
Let me read another quote from you. This is when you were giving a lecture at the Grace Bible Church in Bryan, Texas, in July of 2005. There were only the 4 really conservative Orthodox Christians on the board, who were the only ones willing to stand up to the textbooks and say that they don't present the weaknesses of evolution. Did you not?
I said that.
Then and there undertake
Right.
to change every textbook in the state of Texas.
No, sir.
This is the second time we get my point across in my question now. To reflect your view of evolution.
Well, I certainly had my personal view about evolution. There was a group in our church of professors that they looked at their ministry outreach was to the university professor who go to Grace Bible Church there in College Station. And so there was a group of us that met Sunday afternoons for a couple of hours. We read all sorts of fascinating scientific, philosophical, basically philosophy, science articles and stuff. The purpose of our Sunday school class was to present, I guess it was intelligent design, to graduate students and other members of our church. And I participated in that, and then the whole purpose was to share it with our church members. And so I was not an academic, but I decided they wanted me to participate, and I was glad to do it. And so I talked about the impact of the philosophy of naturalism. My whole talk was on the philosophy of naturalism. At the end of that talk, and remarks that I didn't even have written down prepared to give, I complimented my fellow board members and said that they were fine Christians. To go to the end of those comments. And I said they were fine Christians. My whole point at that time was the way we went around trying to get more scientific questioning of evolution in books. I didn't think they had weaknesses. So that was what I said. And I can see where that brings concern, for you. I mean, those are comments that I didn't make. It was just a private Sunday school class. It turned out that because some of the people couldn't be here every week, that they used a remote microphone and recorded it in the sound room, and we put it on the internet for people to listen to.
So if you had board members that you served with in the state board that came here today and said that you as chair have done everything conceivably possible to make sure that intelligent design is what is taught in the state's textbooks, how would you respond to that? You've been quoted as saying the earth is 6,000 years old.
That's my personal belief. You know, I'll be glad to explain that there's, from the beginning of time, even science now says there was a beginning and the clock started ticking. I teach fourth grade Sunday school every Sunday. This is the way I teach it to my fourth graders. There was a beginning. Even the advocates of physics with the Big Bang say that all of a sudden, before there was no beginning. So in other words, from the beginning until today, there's been an actual history. And there's three basic views. One view is a completely naturalistic view. It's been billions of years. And that's what's happened. There's another